Alright gang, welcome back to our playthrough on Beyleron. You join me as it is actively March, as I said we were going to do. We were going to jump through February straight to March. And it's time to harvest our sunflower field we bought at the end of the last episode. This is a very, very large field. I have spent money and purchased an actual header. So we will be utilizing this header. It's a great header. It actually folds up and then unfolds. So it's going to be very easy to store. It's great. I love it. Now, we did spend money, and I also sold the, what do you call it, the header trailer. I don't know why I couldn't think of what that was called, but I did sell the header trailer as well. I don't think we really need it anymore. Now that we've chopped away some trees, we have easy access to all the land down here now. We can pretty much get to everything down in this vicinity, and I don't see or foresee us going up north on this map, unless we do some kind of, contract of some sort. But if we do that, we'll make sure it's only a something that this header can use, or it's something that's not harvesting. Now this header allows us to go super fast, almost unrealistic fast, 12 mile per hour, which is great. I know some other headers will let you go to like 10, 8 or 10, but this lets us go at 12, so we can really really charge or chunk through all of this at a pretty quick pace in comparison otherwise. So it's really, really good for us. Now, sunflowers are the best to sell right now. So it couldn't work out any better for us. February is pretty much the plateau is going to start dropping. 4684 from the train. So we're going to make a good amount of money off of this, and we need it. We really do need it. So very, very happy about that. We've got these trees as well that we can knock down. We probably will do so, even though I've mentioned a number of times in the last episode, I know for a fact I did, that I don't really like cutting down trees that are in between the road like that. As far as in real life, I love that. I love driving on roads like that. So, but this is a game. We're trying to make money. We're trying to progress, and that's a good money maker for us. So we're going to get rid of those guys. But how's everybody doing today? Hope you're doing well. I will let you know that, at least at the time of this recording, we're getting very close to 1,000 subscribers. We're not quite there. Well, at the time of the recording, at least, we're not quite there. We probably will be there. Well, if we're not, we're going to be very close, I would think, given how many subscribers I'm getting on average every day, to getting to 1,000 by the time this actually airs for you all. But we're close regardless. One way or another, we're close. So I do have a 1,000 subscriber giveaway I'm going to be doing. Now, I don't want to give a whole lot away because I'm going to do a separate video kind of discussing that once we get to 1,000 subscribers and how you can enter and all that good stuff. Completely free. There's nothing major you have to do. It's mostly just be subscribed. But I'm doing a giveaway. Now, I really don't want to give away a whole lot of what the giveaway is, but it's going to be... How can I put it without giving it away? It is a collectible item within the farming community. That's how I'm going to put it. You can read into that all you want about what it is and what it isn't or what you think it is. But that's all I'm going to give you until that video drops. I'll probably say this on all 4 of the active playthroughs I'm doing right now. That same thing or something similar to that. But I'm not going to give it away until then. But just want you to be aware that there is something coming to thank you all for getting me to 1,000 subscribers, and yeah, I will leave it at that. So we're going to go around the headland here twice. I don't necessarily think we need to, but I'm going to do it anyway, just in case. Well, it's not even just in case. We're going to have to put it on a worker eventually, and I'm afraid that the worker will have an issue with the chickens there, that coop, the fence wall there. It's going to have like a trigger where it's going to stop it early. So I'm just going to give it a little bit more space if we get to that point where it's a worker that's actively doing it at that time. If that makes any sense. But we are chugging along well. We've already gone all the way around the headland once, and we're 1/4 of the way through again already. And we've got 339 liters at the time of that turn. So it's going to pay us a lot of money. If you saw when we looked at the selling at the train, it's 4,683 liters. $4,683 per 1,000 liter. So do the math there. We've already got almost 7,000 liters now. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Much needed money, too. So I think this is episode 8? Maybe? Yeah, I believe it's 8. So, we're getting along here pretty quickly, actually, to that 15 to 20 episodes, which is what I said my goal was. We may do more. I don't see us doing any less than 15. We're just now starting to get our feet wet with having some money to actually be able to do some other stuff. So, I don't know. We'll see. But I suspect it's going to... it'll be 20 episodes. Or around that. We did 18 on Elm Creek. But we'll see. You never know. Might be... It could be 15 still. Man, this header is fantastic. It's a little unrealistic, but that's okay. In this series, we're not really going for realism as much as we're just going for playing through the maps and collecting money and carrying it over to the next map and then continuing on. And hopefully being able to continue to increase the equipment we're using, so bigger, larger equipment. Because a lot of this, the playthroughs that I actively do on my channel are challenge type of stuff, and most of the challenge type stuff, you're really not breaking in at all into the bigger equipment sector. So this was a way for me to do a little bit of that on the channel. Now we want to do one more on just this side headland pass. Then we're going to start going your typical up and down the crop field. Recently, I unlocked the members availability and the super thanks availability on the channel, which I had not. I could have did it when I hit 500 subscribers, so I could have did it a long time ago, and I didn't do it. There's been a lot of discussion on that, and I thank each and every single one of you with your input and how you all think I should have it up there. But yeah, I put it out there for those of you that wanted it. It's there. I am offering, if you do happen to be a member, I am offering extra bonus entries into the giveaway we're going to do when it hits 1,000 subscribers. So that's a perk, a bonus perk for you if you do decide to become a member. But like I said many times, only do it if you want to support me or the channel and you can financially do so. I'm not looking for YouTube to become a full-time job thing. I think that's a little bit too past the time there for that, but anything that I make on the channel, I'm going to try to put back into the channel. It's not going to be something where I'm just taking it, so I'm going to try to do giveaways all the time for you all. I'm going to try to, do different stuff, right? If some of the money I might spend on just bettering myself, right? Getting better at doing editing and thumbnails and things like that, just trying to get better at stuff. Always trying to learn, man. Always trying to learn. So I said I was going to start going up and down, but just out of habit, I started doing another headland pass here. So we'll do it now, though. We'll do it now. But we're almost full, so we're going to probably throw this on a worker here in just a second. Well, actually, once we get this set up, we're going to throw it on a worker immediately. And we'll get into a Hurleman. We really need another tractor. So if we can get a good amount of money out of this, which I think we will, from the train, we are going to invest in a second tractor. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be as powerful and strong as this tractor, but ideally it needs to be around the 150 horsepower, which is what this is. But it doesn't need to be, big chunky tires like this and everything else that we have customed on this. We don't need all of that. We can literally just use a standard tractor. Most of the time, our standard tractor would be able to do most of the stuff that we actually own if it's 150 horsepower. So alright, it's got a full grain tank. And he got full before he got to the ends. That's perfect. That's perfect. The nice thing about the area we have, and I've mentioned it before, but it is really nice. We've got that train silo so close to us. We're never going to have to put a silo in because we can literally just store everything there. It does mean, though, that you're really not going to see a whole lot of other sell points unless they happen to be more, but normally the train is always going to be more. Even though you have to spend some money to rent it, it's normally always a significant amount more. Maybe what we'll do one of these times, especially if it's a relatively shorter episode, maybe we'll take the train instead of going left this way like we've always been doing. Maybe we'll go all the way around and through the entire map. That might be fun. It would take a while, but that might be fun. We'll see. We'll think about it. There's Karen coming up the road, ready to cause mayhem. We haven't seen a whole lot of Karen lately. Must have been fighting managers too much. Alright. We are at the silo. Let's unload this, and we'll have to come back and start unloading the harvester again, because I'm pretty sure the harvester still had some in there. Pretty sure the harvester holds more than our trailer does. Alright, sorry about the camera jumps there, gang. It's not a whole lot I can do, unfortunately, with that, unless I go into first-person view. We'll see how much is in there. Looks like a lot. Not as much, obviously, as before, but looks like a lot. Now, what we're likely to do in this episode is we're probably not going to re-drill this field yet. Well, maybe we will. I don't know. I haven't fully decided yet. I was thinking, you know, in the last episode, right, we did our field over there, our new field we were creating, our custom field we've been creating. So I was thinking of drilling that one, but the problem is, while that worker's doing that, let me just show you what I'm talking about here. So the problem is, we kind of talked about it, or we talked about it towards the end of the last episode. I wanted to potentially make this into, like, root crops, like either sugar beets, potatoes, carrots, red beets, whatever, parsnip, whatever. But the problem is, if I ever decide to put this on a worker, we're going to have issues. Because really, they're best built for a square-like field, not a very weird-shaped field like this one. Right? If I would have made this one just like a square field like this, that's probably a little bit better. It would mean we'd lose a little bit of this excess we could get, but that would probably be better for a root crop. So this one may be best suited as a normal cereal crop, but we're going to have to lease the tree devour for wood chips so we can get rid of this tree. I really need to get rid of this tree. If I don't get rid of this tree, I'm afraid we're not even going to be able to harvest this with our header, because our header is so large. I'm afraid it might be able to fit through here, but it's going to be close. It's going to be tight. We'll probably get rid of this tree, this tree, this tree, this tree, this tree, this tree, and then these trees right here on the edge. We'll probably get rid of all of those trees. I'm going to leave these out here in the little island sticking out. But that way, we don't have to worry about any kind of trees in the way if we decide to use a worker or anything like that. It should be fine. Now, I'm not saying we're probably going to use a worker most of the time on this. It's such a small field, but the intention was to utilize it for root crop of some sort. But I don't know. Maybe we can get some smaller potato equipment and do potatoes. I have to think about it a little bit more. Don't know for sure, though. If that's the route we will go there or not after drilling it up and looking at it. But we'll find out. So recently, Northern Farm Sim finally hit 1,000 subscribers, and I'm really happy for him, man. He deserves that. He makes some really good content, and he juggles the life of having multiple kids and sports and other things. So, very, very happy for him. I think Crest2 recently also received the approval from Giants to be a member of the partner program. So that's pretty cool. He'll be able to hopefully put out some, different videos that others of us are not allowed to do since he has that partner tag now. Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff for some of the people that we are all actively together doing different challenges. And there goes the train, but luckily, well, not luckily. Unfortunately, right now we don't need it, so we'll have to wait for it to come back. Hopefully, when we get everything in here, all the sunflowers in here, it'll be close to coming by again, and we don't have to wait very long, because I remember that one time we had to wait an eternity for it to show up. We'll take a look inside the dual safari. We really don't do a whole lot of first person on this channel. I think one of these times here soon, I probably will do a playthrough where whenever I'm talking to you, it's always in first person, and whenever I'm doing a time lapse, it's out of first person view. I think that would be kind of fun to do, but I think the biggest problem I have is that I use a controller. So when you're in here, you're seeing the wheel turn a ton more than everybody else because it's real sensitive and touchy, right? Hopefully, eventually, I'll be able to afford buying a setup with a wheel and everything else, so I can actually just drive the tractors naturally. I think that would be fun, but that's obviously way down the road. I mean, we are just chunking through this, man. We are more than halfway through this already. That's great. And we've got 19,000 liters in there currently. So that's some good money right there. The soybeans, unfortunately, they're still not the best. They are good. 4910 is good. But I'm going to wait till July for that 6495. I really want that high money on that one. So, I think based off of what we talked about in the back corner there, I think we may end up actually just re-drilling this field and leaving that field for now until we're able to get the tree devour rented again. Now, I could rent it today, I guess, and forego doing any of the drilling on the fields, but I think I'm going to save that for the next episode. I don't want to do, I've mentioned this many times before, and some things you can't help it, but I don't want to do the same thing in back-to-back videos if at all possible, and the same thing in two of videos on the actual series if at all possible, back-to-back. I like to change it up a little bit for all of you. I just think it's better content, it's better material, just better viewing. So, because of that reason, I think we won't do it in this episode, but probably the next one. So that means we will be re-drilling this field pretty quickly here, but before we do that, I want to get all of the sunflowers sold and make some money off of that, because, again, the goal here is to buy a second tractor before the end of this episode. May not happen, unfortunately. It just really depends on how much money we get out of all these sunflowers. There's a lot of sunflowers here, but it really depends on how much money we get. Yeah, we're going to be through this in no time. I was going to take over for the worker and put a little time-lapse in, but we're cooking right now. We are just absolutely cooking. I feel like by the time we took over, we'd have to spend more time by getting out of the harvester, getting into the tractor, getting the trailer over here, unloading it. I feel like it would actually take us longer than if we just went about it this route. So ideally, eventually, the goal is we're going to get 2, 13, 8, 4, 3, like these in this vicinity, and I'm even willing to go way over into here. Over here's a little bit more difficult. I'll make sure I don't kill any of our crop. Over here's gonna be a little bit more difficult since I sold the header. It's gonna be hard for us to get over here for that with that bridge there, unless it's sunflowers. But everything pretty much from where our starting plot is, and then south and to the west, we can pretty much buy and easily take care of. Now, there's some really large fields here. There's some relatively medium-sized fields. There's really no small fields. We already have the small fields, I would say, with the exception of 27. 35 and 34 are pretty small. So, a lot of opportunity, but it is going to cost us a lot of money to expand. But at this point, I'm pretty happy because we now have 4 active fields. 5 soon. Oh, here comes Byron. Here he is. 5 active fields soon, possibly 6 if we decide to scrap my idea of putting down any placeables. I really, I haven't wanted to scrap that yet, but if we decide to do it, there's that option, I guess, and that would be another field we could have, so it'd be 6 fields. Just on the land we currently own. But I think more realistic of what we're going to end up doing is expanding some of the fields. Now that we've got rid of some of the trees, we're going to expand them a little bit. It's not going to be, you know, we're not going to be making all kinds of extra money because of doing that, but it will be at least another pass or 2 with the harvester. So it'll be another, I don't know, 2,000-ish liters, give or take, depending on what it is, right? That's a lot of money. Especially if you're doing sunflowers or soybeans or something like that, and you know, I mean, 2,000 liters, every 1,000 liter, you're getting paid $4,679. You're getting paid $9,000 off of that. I mean, off of those 2,000 liters. It's like a no-brainer, right? All right, that is the field all done there, gang. So this should be a nice, pretty payday for us here. And there goes the train. So we'll hopefully be able to stop it before it gets too far away. But I guess you never know. Maybe I should go stop it now, but we'll wait. We'll get it over here first, and then we'll try to stop it. Now, I think we might have to make 2 trips. We're definitely going to have to make 2 trips because this is only a 10,000 liter trailer. So 2 trips. So we'll go there, bring the sunflowers for trip 1. We'll rent the train, come back, pick up the rest, take it back there, and hopefully by the time all that's done, the train will be back. Hopefully. All right, pulling up here. Let's call the train really quick if we can. I might have to turn on the menu there so I know if I clicked it or not, because you really don't know. It's somewhere in this vicinity, but I don't know where it is exactly. Oh, wrong thing. There it is. Train's arriving soon. Perfect. Okay. Turn all that off. I wish there was something like on Elm Creek. And I swear there was one on the north side of this map, but I guess not. I guess there isn't. I swear there was, though. I don't know. It's been a while. I mean, we're in 2024 now, right? So this game's been out for a while, and the last time I played this map was when it first came out. So, and it was It was well before I started recording videos for Farming Simulator. I'm hoping that we get around, if we can get our money up to around or just over 100,000, I think there's a tractor out there we can get. Again, will not be probably as good as the one we have currently, but it doesn't need to be. It really doesn't. It just needs to be able to pull this trailer and then pull a few of our other implements, specifically the rolling, the sprayer, the fertilizer spreader, that stuff. It needs to be able to do that stuff. If it can do that, really don't care. Really don't care if it has the flash and appeal like this one does with the dualies and everything else. Train's not back yet, but I'm hoping it'll be here any minute. If it's not, we're gonna have to Walter and Karen meeting each other. A whole lot of Karen all of a sudden. Really haven't talked about, look at this, perfect timing. Really haven't talked about Karen that much. We had a few run-ins with her in Elm Creek, but not really. And we've had a few run-ins with her on our 200 horsepower Calmlands challenge. But again, it nowhere near the three main culprits. Byron, Walter, and Scarlett. Those are our three main culprits. Alright, train's here. I'm just going to leave that there for now. Now, as far as before I decided which way we're going to go, I believe the sorghum field will be ready in the next harvest, or the next month. So because of that reason, we are going to go the normal way we always go, which is backwards this way. If they were going to be another month, I was actually going to make this a relatively shorter episode and go the long way with the train and show you what I was talking about earlier in this episode, some more of the map. But since the sorghum appears to be ready in the next episode, we will go the shorter way and hopefully be able to fit a new tractor into our fleet and get that field re-drilled. Hoping for a lot of money here. Oh, wait a minute. Whoa, 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 whoa. Where am I going? Whoa, 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 whoa. Easy, Z, easy, buddy. You dummy. I didn't even unload all of the product into the train. I'm just taking off without any of the product. Oh, boy. What a dummy. Alright, let's try this again, huh? It's a whole lot of sunflowers right there. 42,000 liters? 42,000 liters of sunflowers. That is a lot of sunflowers. And it's still going up, but, I mean, it's better than it's going to possibly be by over 300 horsepower. By over $300. So we're going to make some good money out of this. One thing I noticed about this train, and this does not happen in America. You see that? It's bouncing, basically. It's like a spring that's bouncing with the wire there. Up and down and up and down. Going higher, obviously, when it hits the poles that hold it up, and then lower when it's the area that's just by natural force being dragged. It's interesting. I've never, I mean, I've seen it before, but I guess I've never really paid attention to it. Obviously, that wire is all electric, right? 199,963. I was expecting, like, I don't know, our total amount to be literally just over like 100, like 130, 120,000. That's what I was expecting. Oh, this is going to be immensely helpful. Look at this thing fold up. This thing is awesome. Look at this thing. Look at that. That's sick. Easy to tuck that away. Keep it out of harm's reach. I believe we are out of food. Yeah, we are. We're not making any eggs. Those poor chickens are starving to death right now. We might have to buy a bag for them. I think we're going to. I was hoping that was going to be enough, but clearly it wasn't. It's too bad. Alright, well. In any case, let's get this back over here for now. I'm just going to stop it right here for now. Kind of partially in the way, but at the same time, it's not really. Let's get all of this back over as well. And I'm going to look in the shop to see what tractor we're going to get. I don't want to spend the entire amount of money that we got. That would be a mistake, I think. But, how much is this guy? Way too much for us. 291. So everything around us, well, the immediate things that are closest to us, are too expensive to buy right now. So we won't be buying any of those. All right, gang. We got the John Deere 7810. I'd be remiss to not have a John Deere in the series here. You guys know us Ohioans and really Americans in general love our John Deeres. So had to get the John Deere. There's a pretty good deal on it, honestly. We still have 113,767 to our name, which is awesome. This tractor actually, you would be surprised, but it actually has more horsepower than our Hurleman. Not a whole lot, but like 10 horsepower, maybe 15 horsepower more. But regardless, it will be able to do everything that we currently own on the farm. So that's really going to help us out a lot. So let's jump into here, and we'll get planting. I was considering, and actually, before we go ahead and start planting that, let's just double check. Well, before we start seeding that, let's just double check our planters here. I was considering getting a planter. Since we have the header now, we might as well, have a field that can actually do that, but I don't know. I mean, this one is always going to be one that we're going to look at going to. We're using this in the 200 horsepower challenge currently. But we need one that does a direct drill. And these are just a little bit too pricey right now for us. So I think for at least one drilling, we will do one of our typical crops that we can utilize with this one. And then from there we can flip over to doing a planter of some sort, to doing corn or sunflowers or something like that, since we have that header anyway. For now, we'll try to utilize that header for contracts when we need to. When we have a little bit of a shorter episode, we need something else to bulk it up. We'll do one of those. Now, it's March. What do we want to plant? That's the question, right? If we look at the calendar here, as far as the best time, let's see. Soybeans are going to be best in the middle, but soybeans take a long time to grow. So soybeans probably won't work in this instance. July, it's March, April, May, June, July. That's 4 months, so no, that ain't gonna work. But there's nothing else really that's gonna be good for then either, so it'd be something that we're going to have to hold on to no matter what we do, right? So I think given that understanding, we need to put something in that's gonna take a while. So that, to me, means we're putting canola in. So there it is. Decision made. Let's get this lined up here. Now, we're not going to do probably this entire thing on camera. It would be a very long episode. But we'll do some of it on camera. And then potentially we do a little bit off camera, or like a jump cut of some sort, or you know, we let the worker do it and then we go take the hurlman and start doing something else in the process, like putting down fertilizer or rolling or whatever, spraying it, whatever we decide to do, because we can wait to spray it to the next episode. Honestly, probably will wait to do that. We've been doing that a lot in this series so far. I think right now, at least, it just makes sense. We, like I said, that field over there that we planted in the last episode may be ready in the next month. If it's not, it'll be the following month for sure. Probably the following month, because I think sorghum is 4 months, and next month would only be the 3rd month. Is that right? Yeah, 3rd month. This is the 2nd month, because we planted it in January. We skipped February. It's now March. So yeah, that would be the 2nd one. It's a good tractor right here. It's a good tractor. Love me a John Deere. 7810 is a very good tractor. Now, we did actually put some chunky tires on this, but they're not dualies. You guys probably, I mean, I'm assuming you do, based off of watching if you're watching this series, you probably have watched some of my other ones. You know that I'm a fan of chunky tires on tractors. I normally almost always do chunky tires whenever I get the chance. But I typically, well, I have been, I guess, of late, but typically I don't do the dualies very often. I understand the point of the dualies, and I get a lot of people like the dualies, but for whatever reason, and having said that, I have a tractor currently in this series that is dualies, but for whatever reason, I never really was big on the dualies. I don't think they look very good. I think it looks a little like weird and awkward to have those kind of tires just sticking out. I don't know why. It's just a personal preference, I think, I guess. But I just think they look a little weird. So I've always been more of a fan of, you know, just having your standard 4 tires, but just put some chunky tires on it. I don't know. Just kind of rambling here, but that's just an opinion that I have, I guess, and one that I feel like I'm in a minority of. I don't think many people think the same thing. I think a lot of people think the dualies are awesome. And in real life, they are actually really good, right? But I just don't like the way they look. Can't explain it. I don't know what it is. Now, as far as the seed goes, I think we're going to have enough in here to drill this field. I don't see any reason why we wouldn't have enough. But for whatever reason, if we don't, we can always fill up. We've got that silo right there. Our buying silo. I'm actually going to put this on a worker for right now. Have the worker start doing that. We're going to jump in our hurlman, excuse me. Not grab our hurlman, jump in the hurlman. We're going to get the fertilizer spreader, and we're going to get that moved over there and prepped. We'll get the roller moved over there and prepped. Just get everything moved over there to make it easier on ourselves. But having 2 tractors now is really going to change the perspective and the our abilities to complete things at a faster pace on the farm. Before, every single thing we did, we had to use it with 1 tractor, so there was really no point to have a worker unless we were harvesting. It was the only way that would be useful to have a worker. All right, everything's over here. Well, the worker's getting on doing that. I think what we're going to actually do is attempt to try to start planning out our productions over here, right? It's going to take me a little bit of time, so let me do a little research on how I say research. Myself, I'm doing research with myself on this section here. On how I want to place things and where I want to place them. So, give me a few minutes. For you, it'd be a few seconds, I guess, but I'll be back with you in a sec. Alright, gang, this is what we've gone with, the open air garden medium. So, I had used the smaller version of this in our Gator Challenge. They've made an upgrade to it. They now have a medium size and then a large size. The large size is truly massive. I would have loved to put that in. Just didn't really fit in our current area. So we're going to go with the medium. I think the medium's good. It does give us a little bit of space here to play with at the angle that I've put it in. Let me give you a little bit of a bird's eye view, or at least the best I can do on console. So it gives us a little bit of space here. If we want to do something, we can obviously expand this little track to make it easier for us to move in and out. We've got a tiny bit of space here, and we've got a bunch of space over here. So we can put something else in over here as well. But that's what we're going to go with for now. It does have the same ability as the one in our Gator Challenge did. I don't remember where the entrance is for this thing. I think it's here, yeah. It does give you the same ability to where you can just do water, and it gives you a smaller amount, or you can add more stuff to it and get a significant amount more. It's going to cost a lot if we do that, unless we're able to make our own, so we may end up doing that in the future, but for now, I think just doing the water path is plenty for us. The nice thing is we can get water directly from there or from our lake. The lake has a water pump that goes straight into this, so I can just take it from there if I want to, if I don't want to drive all the way down into here. But we do have to fit, well, I say fit, we have to buy a water tank of some sort. Ideally, it's a relatively larger water tank, so we don't have to make as many trips, right? So, what do we got out here for water tanks? 6,000 liters, not bad. 8,000 liters is pretty good. We don't have that. We can't utilize that right now. 10,000 liters for 8,500. That's good. This one, a little unrealistic, but we did utilize this, I think. Or was it this one? I think it was this one. I'm sorry. We used this one in Elm Creek, so maybe we just utilize the same one. 20,000 liters is a lot. Now, I know there are... I think it's under miscellaneous, maybe. There are some other ones I have downloaded and installed. Yeah, the dolly here, 15,000 liters. And then we have these as well, which really don't hold that much. There's this one for 16,000 liters. And then this one, which is a smaller one, but is good for when you're starting out when you don't have much money. So I think... which one do we do here, gang? Which one do we do? I feel like I gotta go with this one again. I don't like doing the same thing over and over again, though. So we're not going to. We're gonna utilize this one over here. This guy right here. 14,500. We did utilize this for a brief period of time in our 200 horsepower challenge, but I don't need any of that. It does cost us money to change the color. Well, not all the colors, evidently. Just some of the colors. That's odd. I'm going to make it blue with white rims. Blue symbolizes water to me, so we're going to go that so we know it's a water tanker. 14,500. Alright, let's go pick that up. I'll let the worker keep getting on a little bit further because we're going to catch up to it really quickly whenever we do anything else. So let the worker go a little bit further here. Go get our water tank, get everything filled up here. At least get some of the production over there going. Make us a little bit of money. Really, we should try to buy a bag of seed for the chickens while we're up there too. I think I'm going to, because I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, that water tank has the ability for you to strap things on top of it, so you can carry stuff on top of it. So if I can meander the bag up on top of it, we can bring it back here, and that way we can keep the chickens going. Look at that, I was able to meander it up there. Manhandle it all the way up there. pulled it up the back there on that ladder. Right back there, you can see it. Just had to keep pulling until I get it up there, and I finally get it up there, and we've got it strapped down. So this does have the ability to strap things on top of it. So not that we would probably ever utilize it again for anything but this, unless it's within our own farm means. But it's nice to know that that is an option for us. Should turn the beacons on. I didn't have them on the way over here. Big mistake. It's also nice that the actual farm shop is not too far away from our farm. Oh, Byron's coming in there. Ready to cause issues. We got around him that time, but he was ready. Ready and waiting. Now, a couple other things I would like to do. I probably will do it off camera, though. Well, I don't know. Maybe I will. It won't be this episode, probably the next episode, but a couple of things I want to do, and I've mentioned it before, is start building some tracks into our farmland here. We've got a little bit of one over there by the chickens, but I ideally would like to get more planted out, or placed out, painted out, whatever you want to call it. Right, the worker's getting pretty far along now. We probably can start working on at least the first running of the application of fertilizer. Ugh. Heavy. Alright, so I took that whole thing. I probably should have bought another bag, but at least it's something. At least they're going again, right? Better than them sitting there not making us any eggs at all. We need the money. So for now, we're just going to utilize the lake, and we'll see how that does. And if we have to, we'll start utilizing the pipe out of the silo. Hopefully it doesn't get too heavy, and the tractor has a hard time getting out of the hill here of the lake. If it does, then we'll start utilizing that silo instead. Turn the beacons off now. We're on our own farm. It's a slow process to fill this up. It's probably much faster going out of the pipe at the silo, so that may be what we end up utilizing in the future and moving forward, but at least for now I wanted to do it out of the lake. Now, I guess the big question is, what do we want to put in here? Right? What do we want to make? What do we want to produce? I suspect it's going to take it all. I suspect it's going to be a number of trips before it's full. Did I go too far down? I did. Yeah, it's going to take a ton. Okay, so I don't want to do the stuff we normally do. I don't want to do tomatoes, lettuce, strawberries. I don't want to do that. Grapes, corn, sugar beets, cotton, potatoes. That kind of stuff's what I want to get into here. I want to do stuff we can just do easily. We've never really done anything with sugar beets. We did potatoes for a little while with the same exact open air kind of thing, and it was very, very productive because we were getting pig food as well. Maybe we do that. Maybe we implement some pigs. Well, it doesn't say anything about getting pig food with this one, though. The other one did, but it doesn't say anything about pig food in here. I think it was a production, though, wasn't it? It was. We made potatoes. We put it into production. The production was producing chips, I think, and pig food. I think that's what it was. That's what it was. Okay. Well, maybe we should do sugar beets then. Let's do sugar beets for now. If we need to change it up, we will. But let's do sugar beets for now. And we'll see what happens. Alright, let's do one more fill up of this, and then the rest of it I will do off camera. You do not need to see me carry water back and forth thousands of times. It's not enjoyable whatsoever to do that. Yeah, it's so much faster to fill it up this way. We will do it this way from now on. Just saves us so much time. I think the problem we're going to have with this is doing the turnaround here. We're going to be running into that crop a lot. We're going to have to really be cognizant of that. Maybe maybe do something a little bit differently there so we don't run into it. We might lose a little crop in the process, but I think we're going to have to. Matter of fact, I think I'm just going to go ahead and do it now. I know we just planted some stuff in there, so we're going to lose a little bit there, but that's okay. I'm okay with it. We're just going to make it dirt for now. I may change it, but we're just going to make it dirt for right now. That's going to be good enough, I think. It's not perfect, but it's not bad either. We did lose a tiny bit of this field, but, I mean, all things considered, I'm not that worried about it. Really not. I'm going to do one more, and then we'll move on. I just want to make sure that what I did was enough room. I think it is. It should be. Enough room to turn around. And I will clean it up later, obviously. I'll make it look a little bit better, right? May even be able to take away a little bit of it if we put too much, but I think that's going to be a perfect amount. Once we buy that field, we can get rid of a little bit of that too, just a small corner of that too. I think that'll be a really good for us, having that little big open area there at that junction. So we're going to have to figure out something to fit sugar beets with, some kind of production. Because I don't want to just sell the sugar beets the entire time. We might sell a little bit of them to begin with, but eventually I want to do some kind of production with the sugar beets. I think that's the way to go with these greenhouses, is to, you know, take that and put it into another production of some sort and make more money. Alright, so it's pretty much done here, so we can go ahead and jump on the fertilizer spreader. And we can get the fertilizer spreaded, and then we can get rolling. It shouldn't take us too long. I'm not going to do any kind of time lapse here. I'll just do a jump cut. We'll show you a little bit of this, and then we'll jump cut until we're done. Yeah, we're going to catch up to him pretty quickly. I think I'm going to also, off camera, between this episode and the next, unless I just get fed up with it now, I'm going to expand this. It has the ability to make a longer or wider spread of the fertilizer. I want that. I think it's really going to help speed everything up if we have that. It looks like the worker is missing a few little sections here for some reason. I don't know why. I gave it 2 headland passes. It shouldn't have anything in the way to cause it to not seed that, but for whatever reason it's not. It's weird. You can see exactly what I'm talking about. I don't understand why, but he's not for whatever reason. So I said I was going to do a jump cut, but I actually think the more I think about it, gang, I'm just going to call the episode here and now at this point. You've seen this plenty of times. You're going to see it more. This is already a long episode, as it is. We add some new stuff. We got a new water tank and a new production, specifically a greenhouse, to produce some more crop for us. It'll help a lot when we don't have any kind of crop being able to be ready to harvest, which will happen soon enough once again. Yeah, we'll leave it there. So hope you all enjoyed it. Like, subscribe if you're new. It's free. Helps me out a ton. If you have any thoughts, questions, comments, or ideas, feel free to let me know down below in the comments. I'm happy to get back to you on that and anything, really. Yeah. Check my other channels out. Links are below in the description. And until next time, I'll see each and every single one of you in the next episode.